You know you can get balloons made in sort of nearly any shape you want. I just want to see the Americans' faces when a 150-foot Saddam Hussein head goes over Menwith Hill. I'm going to tell you the last bit of the last story, which is a slightly weird one. If you don't own a sort of BT phone line, you'll use another cable company. And if you use another cable company, when you dial 999, it will go through a call centre. Now, most of the call centres on the cable companies in Britain are run through a group called XL Multimedia, who are part of Cable and Wireless and an American firm. And a little while ago, things started going weird with them, because people started dialing up 999, and quite often when you dial up 999, obviously you're not in a position to sort of like leave all the details.
One of the examples that I had was the woman screaming, "Help, help, police, police," a kid in the background crying and an enraged man smashing something. The phone goes dead. The only thing that I'm left with is the telephone number. I then punch the telephone number into the database on the assumption that the relevant address is going to come through so I can contact the police immediately, and nothing comes up. So I then have to phone up billing for the individual cable phone, retrieve the address off them, and then get back to the police. Now, I mean, that's minutes ticking away, and in circumstances like that, there isn't really minutes to spare.
And they were dropping, in November, 200 999 calls a day. Now, you can imagine that's fairly scary. Now, the 999 service is non-profit making. It's a service, it's there, boom, they have to do it. They don't have the information. So they have to go to their backup source of information to get the addresses, because people move, they change house or whatever. So they go to the backup service, which is the billing department for the phone company, who, strangely enough, do have the correct addresses.
As far as I can see, the cable companies were much more concerned with directory inquiries, which is where their profits are being made, rather than fulfilling their statutory rights when it comes to emergency calls. They're cutting corners to increase their profit.
We've been in contact with some people who work at the 99 call centres, and we asked them just to monitor how many calls were being dropped, because they said, no, we've improved it. The quote, I think, is the customers can have absolute certainty in the service. We've improved it all. It happened last year, we've improved it. So we asked the call centre, the people who work there, just monitor how many roughly get dropped. It's coming through at roughly 50 a day still. And that was last week. So we thought we need to do something about this. Now, obviously, if you phone up the operator or you phone up, the emergency service and say, look, we need to make sure that you've got my proper name and address, then you block up the service. But we have got the fax number for XL Multimedia's headquarters in America, which will come up at the end of the show. And I'd like to ask everybody to fax them in with their name, phone number and address, just to make sure that it's on the database, just to make sure that they got the information. If you're an American spy station, you can have the most advanced technology in the world. You know, you can tap into 100,000 phone lines at that. But if you're on the wrong cable, you don't fucking count. Thanks for coming, kids. Night-night.